welcome to the North Shore Community Association's podcast, August 31st, 2022. Hello, this is Annie Lafrenière, NSCA's Programs and Communications Coordinator. Today, our own Evelyne interviewed Gabrielle Lavallée from the L'Âtre de Sept-Îles community organization. We will listen to this interview describing the organization's services. Then, we will cover community events in September on the North Shore.
Gabrielle, I understand that L'Âtre de Sept-Îles is an alternative housing resource and support group for people with mental health problems. As a community organization working with a vulnerable clientele, would you speak to what the mission and philosophy is for this organization?
Yes, with pleasure. So the mission of the organization is to offer services that have the purpose of helping those with mental health problems. It's important to mention here that our organization doesn't work with diagnostics, so we leave this to the hospital and the services that they offer. However, we work with people who are experiencing moments of disequilibrium in their lives. So this means that our objective is to offer alternatives to what a clinical or a hospital environment would offer. So an example could be using yoga as an alternative treatment method. In other words, we want to find alternative solutions to the biomedical approach. And this is according to what the individual feels is best for them. So whether this be in the living accommodations or the self-help group.
So it sounds like you have a housing component as well as a sort of medical component to your organization as well.
Well, we have housing, which is our living accommodations. We also have a self-help group, which is hosted downstairs. As for the medical component, other than following perhaps medical procedures applied by the hospital, we don't really touch on that. We leave that to the doctors and the psychiatric specialists.
How do you think these programs impact your clientele and the community at large?
So taken all together, the services that we offer obviously do greatly and positively impact our clientele. In one way, we allow them to live up to their full potential through goal-oriented behaviors and the execution of these goals. So we see this in the living accommodations. Further, we allow them to execute these goals and improve their well-being through means that interest them. So therefore, we really have their best interest at heart. In addition to that, and this goes for all of the services that we offer, we allow them to have an environment where they can break their isolation while answering to their immediate needs. And all of this while being able to interact with others who are also going through the same thing or something similar to their situation. And this creates a sense of belongingness, if I may, or maybe a better word would be a sense of knowing that they aren't alone. Because sometimes when going through certain things, such as mental health problems, it's really easy to think that someone is alone, but this is not really the case. So we're allowing an environment that permits for people to socialize and interact, which promotes social reintegration, and it promotes feelings of well-being by breaking their solitude, and it allows them to help each other and themselves as well.
Yeah, especially when you're going through a mental health issue, it's sometimes very difficult to find being able to reach out and seek those services in the first place. So it's good that you do provide that sense of belonging and well-being. Are these programs and services offered in the English language as well, or can it be adapted to that?
Unfortunately, for the time being, we don't necessarily have services that are offered in English alone. Because our team is primarily Francophone. However, it doesn't mean that someone who is English or bilingual should be discouraged from seeking our services. I would say that we do deal with people that do speak English, and it is something that can be done if there is a certain level of understanding of the French language. However, obviously I speak English and I work primarily downstairs in the self-help group. So I would obviously encourage anyone who is English, bilingual, whatever, to come spend their afternoons with me, because I do still want to provide the opportunity for them to socialize, to break their isolation, because I do know that sometimes, obviously, like we said, having a mental health issue or a problem can be isolating. And on top of that, having the language barrier doesn't help. So I would like to promote that extra step to making them feel that they really can seek our services if they want to.
It sounds like you have a good workaround plan B in case some Anglophones do come into the organization. So that's a really good service to have. I'm just wondering, how can a person looking for your resources, how can they contact you and explore your programs, or how can they even register for your services?
It depends on the service. If I start with downstairs, which is the Autreville, which is the self-help group, this is open to the public, so anyone can come in off the streets. It's open Monday to Thursday, 1 to 5. It's completely free. So anyone who anyone who feels the need to maybe spend some time with people, maybe spend an afternoon playing board games or cooking or taking part in our activities, is free to join, welcome to join. However, for the upstairs, which is the living accommodations, here they can be referenced by an interventionist, either from the hospital or from another organization, or they can do the process themselves through contacting the administration. And if anyone wishes to have more information, they can easily contact us as well. So obviously we have our building, which is located on 409 Desquin Street. We also have a phone number, so 418-962-6006. We have an email address, outre@cgocable.ca. And we also have a Facebook page, which people can come. We often post information on that, as well as extra resources if ever someone doesn't feel comfortable coming. So we could also reach out through there.
Gabrielle, is there anything else you'd like to add about your organization and sort of what goes on there in terms of the housing? Is there cafeteria? Do they have to go out or?
I would love to expand on the services that we offer and what can be done. So here we have 8 rooms with common living areas. So basically here we have a kitchen, a TV room, a dining room. Meals can be eaten at the building itself. The interventionist will cook with the help of the residents, and we will cook meals together. However, if someone wishes to go eat outside, whether this be at a restaurant, a fast food place, they're free to do so. They're really not inclined to stay and have everything done with the interventionist. There's still a certain freedom and liberty as well. And basically the purpose of this is really the upstairs is an environment that allows for social reinstatement. So this is why we have some services like that, like the common living areas, which allows the residents to build their autonomy, build their independence while learning valuable life skills. And this has the goal to further, if they want to go out, do certain activities outside, go eat certain places, they're free to do so.
And there's sort of a security in numbers as well. They feel a little bit more safe to go out as a pair or whatever in a group.
Exactly. And I mean, want or not want them living together, they also do create bonds with themselves. So it kind of helps with that feeling of security, with that feeling of having a strong social network, because they know that they have the interventionist that could help them along the way. They know that they're steadily interacting with people who also want the best for them and they could help each other. And slowly they're getting more self-confident within themselves and their abilities.
Ms. Lavallée, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule today to raise an awareness on this very valuable and important organization. It brings a lot to the community. So thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great rest of the afternoon.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I hope that this helps people feel that they aren't alone and that they can seek help if need be. And I also want to invite the English population, if they do feel that they need help, to not be worried and that we will be there for them also.
Every year, the nonprofit Montgros organizes a volunteer cleanup operation to maintain and promote the mountain range, and the date is coming up soon. On the Labor Day weekend, September 2nd to the 5th, join volunteers from all corners of the province to clean up and mark trails and repair culverts and stairs. I suggest you take a look at their Facebook page, Amis des Montgros, as there are a lot of preparations to do to make a successful trip. On September 10, meet port-cartier's market gardeners and artisans at their friendly local public market. Come for the fresh vegetables, many crafts, eco-friendly and local products, handmade pottery, and other original items. The market takes place outdoors on the magnificent McCormick Island from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. On September 17th, the Beluga Ultra Trail is a family event gathering together all types of runners. Some trails run along the Sentier du Fjord in Saguenay Fjord National Park and provide opportunities to see these white whales. The event goes from Sacré-Cœur to Tadoussac. You can register on their website for a 45, 30, 17, 5, or 1 kilometer run, or to be part of their volunteer team. The Côte-Nord Migratory Bird Festival is organized by the Tadoussac Bird Observatory. The event will be held on September 22nd with its main objective of showcasing the area's avian wealth as the impressive fall migration of birds unfolds. Every fall, the north shore of the St. Lawrence is transformed into a huge migration corridor, one of the largest in northeastern North America. On average, between 110 and 130 species are observed during the festival, including several rarities. Some exceptional days, several thousand birds leaving the boreal forest can be observed at this unique site. On September 24th, celebrate the arrival of fall with the Parc Nature de Pointe-aux-Outardes for their fall birdwatching event. It's the perfect occasion to observe all the biodiversity the flora takes on its warm fall colors, while 255 species of birds pass through the park during this period. Ranked among the 5 best observation sites in Quebec, the Parc Nature de Pointe-aux-Outardes offers a range of varied activities for the day: discovery of mycology, introduction to ornithology, a musical tour, and an astronomy evening. Everything to please nature lovers. This is the end of this week's podcast. If you have comments or suggestions for our bi-weekly podcast, you can email us or reach out to us through Facebook. We would like to thank our sponsor for this podcast, the Secrétariat aux relations avec les Québécois d'expression anglaise.